Welcome to the Misbehaved Women podcast. I am your host, Dawna Gonzalez, along with my co-host, the one and only Jessica Penne. And today we are joined by a new friend. Her name is Eden Peptide. That's how I have you in my phone.
Yeah.
Eden Peptide. She is a nurse who specializes in peptides and Botox, and she's going to come on and
Tell us all about it.
Thank you.
I got you.
Thank you. Eden, how are you doing? Thank you for coming on.
I'm good. How are you guys?
We are
Great.
fantastic. Thank you. So, you are a nurse who specializes in peptides, Botox, and what, just beauty in general?
Yeah, so my whole practice is essentially health and wellness.
We love this. We're going to get to it. But first, we have very important questions that we talk about at the beginning of every podcast. How's dating single ladies? Tell me about what's going on this week.
From that look, it's better than it's going for me, so tell me.
Are you on the apps?
I'm not on the apps.
What?
So I had a Tinder for a week.
Okay.
And there's a reason I only had a Tinder for a week, and I will never, I'm more of a in-person connection. I like to feel the energy.
But I have a question.
Yes.
So, isn't Tinder just for hookups?
I think that's a misconception. I've never been on Tinder. I've only been on 2 different dating apps. But I do think people use it for that.
Like actual dating?
But
okay.
There is actually people that form relationships. I mean, you can find somebody
Anywhere. I met my husband in a bar. So, what are you going to do?
Good for you.
Thank
But wait, I want to know the story behind
why
you're
aren't you
only
on
on
Tinder?
there for sure. No, it's gonna be good.
I mean, which boyfriend are we talking about?
All of them.
All
Give us
of
a
them.
story.
We have time.
Go on. This
We
is
have
a
time.
podcast.
Oh boy.
I'm
Okay.
ready.
So background. I got divorced almost a year ago.
Were you a child bride?
I was 20, so essentially,
yes.
I was super young and didn't know what I was doing. No regrets. He's a good person. We're just better off as friends than relationships.
Sure.
Yeah, we grew up. Good person, whatever. But now that I'm single, I've attempted to get back into dating a few times, and every time I'm just
You're like, oh, it's scary out there.
No, it's not scary. It's atrocious.
That's the word for it.
Yeah.
So what happened on Tinder?
Yes.
Oh goodness, how graphic are we getting?
All of
here?
it.
This is the internet.
Do you know the
Give me
name?
what
Do
you
you
want.
know the name of our podcast?
I do.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
So,
well, I was
please.
not the misbehaved one on this end.
It's okay. We'll do that for you.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. So, gosh, there was a DM that I got. Mind you, I'm encroaching 30 now. I like older guys.
What's older? What's older?
My cap is 43. I'm 28,
Oh,
so
okay.
15 years older than me is capping it for me.
Sure.
But
As long as you're not going 15 years
I
younger.
refuse to date anybody my own age. I can't do it. The mentality of men my own age and younger just creeps me out at this point. I can't do it.
Fair.
Yeah, I can't. So I got a DM from a guy in his mid-30s, and he sent me a voice note of him trying to imitate the penis.
No!
What?
Yeah.
Oh, he was trying to create the penis shape in his
Yeah,
voice
you know how
note?
the voice notes
What
have
did it
the
sound
little
How often?
It was literally him going to
Do you
try
think
to
he
make the
practiced
shape.
that?
Oh, 100%.
It's the thing. I've seen that on
100%.
Instagram before.
You've also seen it? I got a DM like
Oh,
that.
now
one
I know I'm a
time.
dinosaur because
But
that would
most-
never even occur to me.
Most of it, and I've talked to a lot of my guy friends or the guys that I'm close with that have the dating apps, they say that guys, whenever they go on dating apps, all they do is swipe right. Because it's whatever they can get out of it.
It's a numbers game.
Yeah, women are picky, so we have the ultimate choice in everything like that. So if you're constantly swiping right on everything and then all you're doing is hey, how are you? What are you doing tonight? Here's a picture of my dick. I'm just gonna put it into AI and tell AI to do some stupid shit to your dick pic, and I'm gonna send it right back to you because I don't want to see that.
That's amazing.
That's so amazing. My go-to for dick pics is just immediately writing back, oh my god, why are you sending me child porn?
That's an awesome one.
I love that. Usually people are asking me to rate theirs, but that's on a totally different platform.
You have to pay for that.
I was going to say,
They
that's
do
a
have to.
service.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they do.
Mm-hmm.
They do.
I think you would actually be very...
You need to
You're
tell
good
them
at that,
I'm
aren't
great.
It's not
Yes.
a Yelp review.
What kind of reviews do you give? Like, what is a review like?
Like walk you through it. Like usually people want to be humiliated. They
I
want to be
bet.
told that like
Yeah.
they're inadequate. It's so small. It's pathetic. Like they want to like seriously be abused. It's a strange fetish.
Psychological.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are weird, man.
Yeah. Weird.
Yeah. All right, go on. Tell us more.
Oh gosh, I don't know. I have
Okay.
no idea.
So what?
So that was it. That was it.
That was it. You were like,
I was
and
only
I'm
on
out.
him for a week, so I was like,
And so
yeah,
the
this
dick
is good for me.
voiceover.
The voice note was the day that I was like, why am I on here? Like,
Okay.
what was the purpose? I had like a talk with myself, and I was like, what was the purpose of going on here? Because this is not as fun as I thought it was gonna be.
Okay, so then how is dating in the analog world? How do you find, or do you find dates out in the wild?
I am very much like a go with the flow person.
Okay.
So like if I have like a mutual connection with somebody,
Mhm.
whether it's like I meet them out in public, I meet them at the gym, it's really the only two places I go.
Do you get hit on or do you approach? Or
Depends.
okay.
So I don't necessarily say I have like a physical type.
I was
I'm
just
not
about
like
to ask, do you have a type?
I don't have a physical type. I'm very much a
Do they have to be muscly? Because you
Of
are.
course, you
okay.
have to at least take care of yourself. I can't.
Agree.
I can't. If you don't take as good care of yourself as I take care of myself, we're not compatible.
Fair enough.
So
Fair enough.
you at least
And you have to be
on-
attracted to the person you're in a relationship with. For sure. I have to
100%.
want to fuck you. I'm
100
sorry.
Exactly, 100%. I can't just be like, yeah, you're all right.
Right?
I
Like,
wanna-
we just have
I
so many
wanna
good
look at
conversations.
you and look like I'm ready for dinner number 2.
Right.
Yeah,
100%.
like
You know what I mean? Of course.
if I'm the snack, you have to be the meal, okay?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've tried quite a few times to just be
Go the cerebral route.
yes. It doesn't work.
I know, because
It's
your
hard now.
vagina is in charge of dating.
She calls the shots.
It's
She
true.
has final say, and if she's not in alignment, then it just doesn't work. Unfortunately, I
Perfectly
have
reasonable.
tried though.
Of course.
I've tried like the medium ugly. I've even tried
Yeah.
like
The medium
totally not my type, but it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
I've made really nice friendships though.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's the biggest thing now. I don't necessarily think, me personally, I don't want another like full-on relationship. I'm just kind of like going with the flow. If it
Okay.
happens, it happens. If it doesn't, cool. It is what it is.
Gotcha.
If you guys can hear some background noise, Grace is.
I'm sorry. Is that so
Looking
loud?
up.
No, I was just gonna say it doesn't bother me, but
I
with
couldn't find
dog
her
people.
popsicle. I
No.
think she like dropped it
It's
somewhere
fine.
outside.
But I'm just telling everybody at home that if they're like, "What is that noise?" Grace is
Puppy
fucking up a
snacks.
thing.
Yeah,
She's got a
she has
puppy
a
snack.
collagen stick.
Oh,
snack
because
thing.
the girlies do need collagen. Even Grace.
I need all the collagen.
Okay, so speaking of that, tell us your origin story. How did you become an expert in beauty and wellness and peptides?
So I'll go way back. So
Yes.
I originally went to nursing school during COVID,
Okay,
which was awful.
I can't imagine.
It was horrible. So graduated nursing school. Whenever I graduated, I went into cardiac and PCU at first. So I was taking care of like people that were having open heart surgeries or like prepping them for other surgeries and stuff like that, like cath lab surgeries and stuff. Or I was working with like geriatrics, like super old people that had dementia and sundowners and will pee in the corner and try to hit you.
Oh.
So I went from that to criminal psych.
Whoa!
I did that for 3 years. I worked from toddlers the whole way up to like people in their mid-40s.
Criminal psych toddlers?
So it was psych, but it was like intensive psych. So after 18, whenever somebody would become a ward of the state, that's whenever it would become like criminal. Or if a adolescent was in like a juvie system or something like that, then we would also be in charge of taking care of them. But I worked for the county. So I would go out, I was contracted per patient instead of per facility because a lot of the travel nursing is like per facility and you get contracted for like a certain amount of weeks. Mine was per patient. So as long as the patient was in our system, you were in charge of that patient until, they got, placed somewhere where they didn't need the care anymore in like a long-term care facility or whatever. So I did that until last July. I got attacked by a psych patient. to a point where I was on disability for a while and was like completely off work. I was like not okay. I couldn't do gym
Yeah,
workout.
what happened?
Oh my gosh, yeah. So crazy story. My patient was at a hospital. She went in for a procedure because she had swallowed like the metal clips in face masks.
Oh.
Like the COVID face masks. She had taken them out and she swallowed them as like it wasn't an actual suicide attempt, it was for attention, but she wanted the attention from it. So she went for a procedure. When she woke up from the anesthesia, she got violent, and we had told them, like, you cannot keep her off of the psych floor. She was in a double locked psych facility. So they took her off of that to go get her the procedure, and they put her on a med surg floor with no security. Just me, one CNA who had never had psych experience before, and that was it. And she obviously needed way more personnel than that, so she became violent. She started trying to take apart the hospital bed and eat it. She went into the bathroom and ripped her IV out, ran down the fire escape 4 flights down to the courtyard of the hospital, escaped the hospital. She attacked me in the courtyard and herniated 3 discs in my neck. Yeah, it was bad. I got a concussion. She herniated 3 discs. We chased her up 2 blocks to a shopping plaza. She went into a Dollar Tree and got a 12-inch kitchen knife and was chasing me around the parking lot with it until the cops showed up. I was literally like jumping on top of cars to try to get away from her. Yeah, it was a lot. It was bad. So I was like, yeah, I don't ever, and hospital administration through all of that was like, that's your job. Like, we don't know what to tell you. You know what you signed up for. And I was like, okay.
Oh, you signed up for that? Yeah, okay.
I'm like, get fucked. You don't pay me enough for that.
Yeah.
So all of that experience, all in all, I was like, I never want to work for a facility ever again.
Yeah.
So
what was her diagnosis?
She was autistic. She had pica, which is like the mineral deficiency
like
where you just eat whatever.
Yeah.
And she had a laundry list of other like mental health disorders, but it was essentially a lot of like attention seeking behaviors. And yeah, she was just, obviously she was in full psychosis at that point, because that's not like a normal human behavior. But
do they have like do they have the background, like how somebody can develop all of those kinds of disorders?
Yes. So most of the behaviors that you think of when you think of autism are like low speech development, like you're not able to function by yourself, you need assistance with like bathing, shaving, eating, like getting yourself dressed, stuff like that. Usually when people think of autism, or they'll think of like high functioning autism where you're just kind of like a little quirky. But through my experience working in psych, there are so many other behaviors. Like attention seeking is a huge one that nobody really talks about, because it's positive attention or negative attention. It doesn't matter, as long as they're getting some type of attention, the behaviors within that will get worse and worse. So like, even if it's throwing a fit in the grocery store for a normal toddler, if you give in to that and you give them attention, or you talk to them, or you yell at them, or you give them any type of attention towards that, they know that you're going to pay attention to them, so they do it more. If you ignore them, done. Ceases, because they're like, oh, why are you not paying attention to me? I don't understand. With autism, it takes a little bit more time, but the behaviors can decrease if you stay on that same wavelength. It's just hard. Some of them, it's years and years of therapy. It's called ABA therapy. It really does help if you start it from an early age, but if you don't, a lot of the people that we had just had such bad behaviors that the behaviors just increasingly got worse because they never really got the help that they needed.
I feel like jiu-jitsu would be a really good, I don't know, part of the curriculum for anybody who's getting into that kind of line of work.
The line of work. I thought you were talking about the people who are going through it. Like, I do have kids who are autistic and on the spectrum who do respond well to training, and sometimes it's just not a good fit, and it really is like an individual thing. But 1000%, anybody who is in a position that somebody might be attacking them, jiu-jitsu is a fantastic form of self-defense. If only you knew somebody that taught self-defense in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I have questions though.
Yes.
So, is it possible when somebody's in psychosis or having some kind of psychotic break, does some chemical reaction happen that makes them stronger? Because you always hear all these stories about people who are having like in
Retard
psychosis.
strong?
Yep.
Yeah, literally retard strength.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think that there's a chemical reaction. It's just adrenaline rush. So it's not that you're like, there's not some like special concoction in your brain that happens that causes the like increase in strength whenever you're in a point like that. But your body is just to a point where you're in fight or flight so strong that you can't feel anything. So like the strain on your body ceases because your brain's not in a part where it can like function enough to tell whenever something's too much or too little. So food intake decreases, water intake decreases, bathroom use decreases, strength can increase, the ability to cognitively decide what's right and what's wrong completely goes out the window. Like you'll hear a lot of like schizophrenics say that they think that they're God.
Yep. I have a friend
like
who
I've heard a lot of that. What exactly?
That's psychosis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a psychotic break, stuff like that. Yeah.
Is there
I
any
have a friend
coming
that
back
experienced.
from it?
Yeah. So a lot of people, because the hormones in your brain get so messed up in psychosis, once you're medicated regularly, or they essentially like knock your ass out to a point where your brain's able to relax and sleep, you can kind of start to regulate. Some people only are regulated with medications or therapy though, because their brain is so like chemically impaired that they can't regulate themselves on like we can.
Yeah.
So
right around the time that weed became like recreationally available, and right before that you needed a doctor's prescription for it for like whatever reason, a doctor that I knew told me that the strains of weed that are available to us today, because they've been engineered so much over the last decades or so, that they're so strong and so pure that they are, if you are susceptible or you already have it can cause a psychotic break if you are somebody that was going to have one anyways. You know what I mean?
So
like it can bring it on.
yes, so if you are susceptible or you have like a genetic history of like schizoaffective disorders, schizophrenia, bipolar, anything like that, it can exacerbate your risk for actually going into an episode.
Yeah. There was this
which
guy
is crazy, but it's true.
No, totally. First of all, I know somebody. Yes,
Yeah.
I know somebody that has had one. There was another story. I don't remember the kid's name, so don't worry. I'm not going to dox anybody. But a 10 Planet HQ, a white belt, in his rash guard after class, I guess. I don't really know the details, but went outside and like smoked a joint with somebody, and then like went missing. And they found him, I think 2.5 weeks later, on Skid Row in downtown Los Angeles, still wearing his rash guard. And yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
And it was a psychotic break. I have more questions, but this is here's another one. What's the youngest person that you've experienced like with the psychotic break in them?
She was 3.
What was that like?
Wild, to be honest. It was really sad.
Yeah, I can imagine.
To see, because we couldn't really tell at first if it was like a psychotic break or if she was just being a toddler.
Sure, yeah.
Because they're so young at that point, they're already so like emotionally dysregulated that you can't, it's really hard to tell whenever a person's that young. But she was so dysregulated for a period of, it was like 3 or 4 days that she was just like spacing out. She wasn't responding to commands or like verbal actions at all. She was having a really hard time walking, which was odd for her. She was biting everything. Like she was biting herself, her little brother, her mom, objects like table legs and stuff like that we were just kind of like, okay, something's like really off. And we took her in, and yeah, she was...
How did they determine it was psychotic?
A pediatric doctor did. Yeah, they had to do multiple tests. I'm not sure at that point, like, what the testing criteria was, because that's out of my scope of practice. I'm not the one that orders all the testing and stuff for that. But yeah, it was really sad to see her mom was devastated.
So was it autism?
Yeah, she was autistic. She, at that level, like that age group, it's really hard to diagnose them with other things just because they're so little.
Of course, yeah.
Like, the diagnosing criteria changes whenever you get older. You have to meet certain criteria to be diagnosed, and that diagnosis criteria can change when you get older because chemicals in your body change and adolescence and everything like that. But yeah, that was a bad one. The oldest that I had saw was, how old was he? Like late 60s.
And having a first time psychotic break?
No. This wasn't a first time, but this was like he had gone into a very long recovery period without having one, and then he didn't take his meds for like 2 weeks. And then, because he didn't want to go to the pharmacy.
It usually sets in like late 20 or early 20s to late 20s, right? That's when I've read that, like.
Well, that's for schizophrenia, right?
Yeah,
for females.
I think so, yeah.
For females, it's more prevalent.
At that age group? When is it for males?
Like late 20s, early 30s. Because men's brains develop a little bit later than ours do fully.
Yeah.
So women's is usually like 25, is usually whenever like your frontal lobe is fully developed, you're good. Men's is like 28. So the criteria is a little bit different just because it's usually whenever your frontal lobe fully develops, like your chemical imbalances will start actually like acting up a lot. Yeah.
How interesting. So you went from that, and is that around the time that you were like, fuck this, I'm getting into like health and wellness, and like people are just gonna pay me a lot of money for Botox?
Yeah, well, so I hadn't even originally planned on doing Botox. I have always been like tomboy at heart, but like pretty girl on the outside. Like I love like I grew up horseback riding. I grew up in the country, like the sticks. I had 1,000 people in my hometown. Like grew up in BFE. Like nobody knew where I grew up. There was nothing out there. The closest Walmart was 45 minutes away.
Oh my god.
So like I was always a rough and tumble kid. Grew up with all boy cousins. I had 13 boy cousins, and I was just kind of like, I like having my nails done and my hair done and like looking like a girl, you know. But I can throw down if I have to. Yeah. And so I was just kind of like, okay, so what can I do that I can still use my license? Because I worked my ass off in nursing school for that. That was literally the hardest thing I've ever done, is nursing school.
Yeah.
And what can I do that's like, I never have to work for somebody again, and I can just like build an empire.
Yeah.
And then peptides started becoming more prevalent. They've always been around. They've been around for a really long time.
You're the one that told me they've been around for like 30 years, right?
30-some years now. Yeah, they've been around for a really long time. A lot of the ones on the market now are already FDA approved. They're just under different labels. So the people that are buying them off of the gray market areas now are just kind of like, oh, I don't know how to use them. There's no like regulations. They're just under medication names instead.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So explain to me what a peptide is. Like, I'm 5 years old.
Okay, so a peptide is essentially a protein that your body produces. It's like a vitamin in your body that your body already produces, and your injection, your patch, your pill, your nasal spray is just giving you more of it. So it's essentially like taking a multivitamin, but for specific areas. Yeah, that's the short and sweet. Yeah.
What are the good benefits, and have there been any studies on like bad benefits, or not benefits, what's the word I'm looking for? Side effects.
Side effects? There's a ton of really good side effects, which is why they're so popular now. There's not a lot of bad side effects. There are for certain ones, especially if you take them like for longer periods of time, like the growth hormone ones and stuff. There's always going to be side effects. There's always side effects to everything, especially in higher doses.
Yeah.
So is this something you should cycle like a steroid?
Well, steroids and peptides are two totally different. Like they're over here from each other. They're not anabolics. They're not the same thing.
Okay.
A lot of people, I think that's like the biggest misconception, is that peptides and like anabolics for bodybuilders are the same thing, because I understand they're injectables. So whenever like general public hears about them, they're like, oh yeah, well bodybuilders use them a lot. That's where they originated pretty much, was in bodybuilding. So the crossover into like general public is, oh, well, I don't want to look like a bodybuilder, so why would I use peptides? There's so many different areas for peptides that like have nothing to do with bodybuilding. There's some for reproductive health. There's some for hair, skin, and nails. There's some to help your bones heal. There's
bones?
Yeah, your bones heal. There's some to help gut health. That they've been around for forever. That, I mean, yeah, they're really, really cool. I'm not going to call them drugs. They're really cool tools to use in the medical space.
How did you become it? Like, where did you get all of your education on peptides specifically? Because it wasn't in nursing school, right?
No, they don't teach it.
Yeah.
They honestly, they don't even teach you how to start IVs in nursing school.
I'm sorry, what?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nursing school and like real clinical world stuff are like two totally different ball games. So like you do clinicals and stuff in nursing school, but my program specifically like was not the greatest for teaching like clinical skills. It was more like book work, and then whenever we were working is whenever you would learn like real world nursing. It wasn't like book and then real life.
Wow.
Yeah, which is crazy. It was just an old school program. But
Interesting.
yeah.
So then where did you learn about peptides?
I started doing my own research. So funny enough, my sister had a really bad car accident in when was that? 2023. She had a really bad car accident in November, and then my dad ended up having emergency surgery for Crohn's disease, like maybe 4 or 5 months later. So both of them were in the hospital at the same time. And I started like researching like what to do to help with like tissue repair, because my sister had a traumatic brain injury, my dad had emergency surgery for gut stuff. So I was like, okay, what can I do to like kind of figure out what's going on? And at that time I was super invested in like the MDMA trials, psilocybin trials, ketamine trials for people with depression. I was like super interested in that. Wanted to go into like having a clinic for like people with PTSD and brain injuries and stuff, so that they could do like the ketamine trials, the psilocybin and everything like that, to try to like regrow neuron pathways. And then I started learning about peptides. So the first one that I ever heard of was the BPC 157, which is like super common now. Almost everybody knows what that one is. If you don't know, it's essentially a repair peptide, but it's been around for like 30 years. The GI doctors started using it, GI physicians started using it for people that had AIDS, to help kind of gut repair, so that the CD4 cells that people with AIDS have weren't progressing anymore. So it was actually healing guts and everything for people with AIDS.
Wait, I know that AIDS attacks your immune system. It's an obvious, but how does it attack your gut?
So,
or is it the medications that you're on that attack your gut?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's essentially the medications that you're on cause a lot of like turmoil in your gut.
That. Yeah.
And it was for people with like IBS syndrome, people that had Crohn's disease or like really bad bowel issues, like people that had gallbladder problems and stuff because they can't have really fatty diets.
Yeah.
So they were using BPC 157 to kind of help repair the gut, because your body naturally makes BPC.
Does it?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So,
what are the circumstances that your body makes BPC?
Your body naturally
Just
makes
all the
BPC in your gut. That's just what it does. It's an amino acid, a protein chain that your body naturally produces. So they were able to mimic, in a lab, they were able to mimic that compound that your body naturally makes and just create it in an injectable. And they started using it for people that had really bad gut issues. That's what it was originally intended for. So that was in the 80s. That was longer than 30 years ago now, but yeah, so these...
Did you put your dad on it?
I talked about it. He was for it. My mom was like, absolutely the fuck not. So he didn't end up getting on it. I did mention it to them. I was also mentioning a couple for my sister to like try to regrow neuron pathways and stuff. Hers was more or less like the psilocybin, like microdosing mushrooms and stuff. But my parents just like weren't on board with that at the time. If they were, I'm sure it would have been a game changer, but I mean, we'll never know in that case. But yeah, and in plenty of other cases, it's been super, super helpful for people.
That's so interesting. So do you take any of
do.
the peptides? What do you take?
I'm a pin cushion. I do. Well, because before I wanted to like give them to everybody else, I wanted to try them because I didn't know if it was a fad. I didn't know like, oh, well, if I'm going to be telling you that it works and I've never tried it, then I'm not going to push it out to the general public. I want to learn about it beforehand. So I used myself as a pincushion for like 2 years and tried like everything under the book that I was deemed safe, you know, and yeah, I've had some incredible effects. I've noticed like some side effects that aren't bad. It's just kind of like, oh, okay, like I didn't think my body was going to react like that, but I've never had a bad side effect.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the worst side effect you've had?
Itchiness.
Itchiness?
Itchy. Like where my injection site is, I get a little itchy, but other than that, like...
What was one of the benefits that you were like, the first thing that you were amazed at?
So the very first one I started taking, I actually did during a bodybuilding competition prep. It was called SLUPP, which is a thermogenic.
Okay.
So I was using it during cardio to kind of increase my body temperature, so I would burn more fat. Crazy effects, like just from doing regular cardio. I'm a Stairmaster girl. I love my Stairmaster. I haul ass on that thing. Just from regular cardio to using that, I was sweating my ass off. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, okay, like this really does work. And it would last for like 8 hours afterwards.
Was you just be dripping in sweat all the time?
Not that I was dripping in sweat, but I could tell my body temperature was up and I was shredded. And didn't lose any muscle mass. My visceral fat went down. I got a DEXA scan done. I went from, at the beginning of my bodybuilding prep, I was 18% body fat. The end of my bodybuilding prep, I was 11% body fat.
Did you lose your period?
What amount of time?
I did not lose my period.
Wow.
At 11% body fat as a woman, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And I was still regular. And I have endometriosis too, so that's even more impressive. So, yeah, I kept a regular period. I had no hormonal changes in my blood work. I was ripped, which was great, but everything was incredible. I never had a bad side effect. So,
are GLP-1s peptides?
Yes. So, technically, they're peptides. They're awesome. I also used retatrutide whenever I was in competition prep just to kind of curb my cravings. I was microdosing it, so I wasn't doing a full dose that they usually give people in clinics. Mm-hmm. But I was microdosing it just to curb the hunger because I'm literally living off of a raisin and a gallon of water during a day during competition prep. But yeah. The retatrutide is awesome. So the difference between retatrutide and the other GLPs is that Ozempic and Zepbound were muscle wasting in people. So you were getting, especially Ozempic. There was a time when they did an Ozempic clinical trial, and it was, so if you lost 25 pounds on Ozempic, you would lose 12.5 pounds of fat and 12.5 pounds of muscle. It was almost 50-50 at one point. It was insane.
I believe that.
Is there a way to curb that?
No.
It'll always take that from you.
Just because, and a lot of the people that were on Ozempic didn't have a good workout routine. They were in bariatric clinics, so it's not they were to a point where their body fat percentage was so large that there wasn't a lot of muscle underneath anyways. So the body was just kind of burning whatever it could latch on to. The same was happening with Zepbound, the tirzepatide.
I'm on tirzepatide.
It's not as great as Ozempic. The muscle wasting, it's about 30%, but it is still pretty high.
I did notice that my butt went up. I had to work really hard to get my butt back. One of my friends, after I lost between 20 and 25 pounds, and one day my friend was like, your ass is flat. And I was like, excuse me?
No!
Yes, ma'am! Immediately I was like, just squatting. But I don't feel like I lost a lot of strength. I haven't done a DEXA scan or anything. I don't feel like I lost any strength, but I did. That was the one thing that I noticed is my butt got. I did not enjoy how small my butt got. And I had to work to get it back to where it is right now, which is not back where it was before. But
yeah. So the cool thing about the difference between tirzepatide, the Zepbound, and the Reta is that Reta you can actually grow muscle.
Oh.
While you're on it, so people
can you switch between the two? If I wanted to get off tirzepatide, because I'm on a microdose now. I'm just kind of maintaining.
Yeah. So the cool thing about the GLP-1s is you can literally go from one to the next to the next. Ooh. So say you were on Ozempic for 6 months and you plateaued and you didn't want to do that one anymore. You didn't want to increase the dosage. You could switch over to tirzepatide the next dose. Yeah. And you could do the same thing with Reta the next dose.
Interesting.
So
I have the one experience that I had that was I did not like. My period cramps became the worst thing I've ever felt in my life. Well, there was one point that I couldn't get out of bed. I almost had to pull over on the freeway because they got so bad one day that I thought I was going to crash. I felt like I was giving birth. I can't even tell you how bad they were. And then I have a friend who's a doctor, and I just kind of mentioned it offhandedly to him. And he was like, well, it makes you like more fertile. Like it makes sure everything's like all healthy in there. And I was like,
really?
I was like,
well,
you're like, how?
sir.
It increases blood flow, so your periods can be heavier.
Yeah, I haven't had periods that painful since I was like 15.
Yeah.
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 It was bad.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's trade-offs for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean,
yeah. I feel really good about the way I look. So.
Which, I mean, that's a whole other reason I got into the business I'm in, is because vanity is so important to everybody.
For sure.
Men, women, everybody.
Oh, we're all vain. I mean, most of us are vain. At
Everybody's
least those of us who are into fitness and like, or
everybody's
in
vain.
sports and stuff. Yeah.
Everybody.
Some people are.
Everybody cares about their appearance to some extent.
I agree.
Some more than others, but everybody cares about their appearance.
Yes.
So,
totally.
because that's how you perceive somebody, is your appearance.
Of course.
So, however you want to be perceived is the length that you're going to go to.
What do you think's going to happen with the future? We were talking about this a while ago, or maybe last week. I think that unless you use it as a tool and you already work out and you're like being very conscious about your diet and everything, that these are going to make eating disorders worse over the next like couple decades.
I think that I just had this conversation with a couple of my homegirls the other day. I think that everybody at this point with the world is so interested in a quick fix for everything that they don't care about the side effects. They don't care about the long-term routines. They don't care about actually being healthy. They just want to look good. They want to look good. They want to feel good, and they want to do it as fast as possible.
Fair enough.
So whatever is going to give them that result as quickly as possible with the least amount of effort is what they're going to go to. So I agree. It's probably going to make eating disorders horrible.
I feel like it could become its own, like, its
issue.
own eating disorder.
The heroin chic is definitely going to be a thing again. I think we're on that trend that obesity is not going to be a prevalent thing, but it's going to get to a point where like anorexia is going to be a very, very heavy thing.
I can see that.
Eating disorders, it's going to affect everything. It's going to affect the food chain because people aren't going to eat as much. It's going to affect gyms because people aren't going to need to go to the gym if you're skinny. That's going to be one thing, is why do I need to go to the gym if I want to be skinny
muscles
and feminine and everything like that? But not everybody's interested in being strong. They just want to be skinny and pretty. Men too.
For sure.
So, I think it's definitely, it's going to get really bad before it starts to like level out. Yeah, just because, I mean, even the way that social media is working now, even the famous stars. Somebody was just talking the other day about Ariana Grande. Because I guess she just started going on tour. I don't really watch Ariana Grande. Nothing bad about her, but like not one of my favorites.
She's pretty tiny.
She's like 90 pounds.
She's a waif.
She's pretty tiny.
I first started noticing all of, I love The Real Housewives. Like, I watch a lot of their franchises, and most of the housewives are on it, and they talk about it, and then I noticed more of the celebrities are on it, and now it's like everybody that has so much of an audience, of a platform, are speaking out about it so much that now it has trickled down and it's become very mainstream.
Yeah.
Because everybody praises it and they see the results right before their eyes, so everybody wants that same thing.
For sure.
Yeah, I have a couple people that I give peptides to. They're all suggestive. I only suggest them to take them. I'm not a board certified physician, so I'm not able to prescribe anything, nor would I. I think they're great tools as long as you're aware that they're only a tool. They're not a quick fix.
I agree.
But I do have quite a few people that are skin and bones who tell me that they want Retta, or they want Ozempic, or they want tirzepatide, and I'm like, for what purpose? Like, I'm a very big advocate, and I want to talk to you to understand what end goal you're looking for, so that I can figure out if I can help you or not in that aspect, or if I can suggest the things to you that you can go out and do your own information search about, and you can do your own research about, so that you know what you're getting yourself into, instead of just taking advice from somebody that if you don't know who I am,
sure,
you don't know if I know what I'm talking about or not. So I'm very big advocate for doing your own research. So, but I think people aren't interested in that. They just want the quick fix and whatever makes them skinny and pretty and whatever the media tells you that you should be.
Yeah.
So,
can athletes be tested for peptides?
No.
Really?
Which is another problem. So, there are certain peptides that will increase certain things. So, like your growth factor hormones and stuff, there are peptides that act on those receptors in your body. There's HGH, which is like one of the big peptides. It's been used in even child development for people that have like stunted growth and everything like that. They've also been around for a really long time. That's a peptide. Is growth hormone. There's other peptides that mimic growth hormone in your brain, so they make your body release natural growth hormone instead of giving your body the fake synthetic version of it. It's like impossible to test for at this point.
But you can test the results, because I was in a testing pool for a really long time.
You can test the results, but there's no like, it's not like anabolics where if somebody's on 500 units of testosterone, that you can test for their test levels to see if they're over 1,000 to see if they're doping or not, or if somebody's running anabolics to a point where all of their blood levels, their liver levels, their kidney levels are through the roof, and you can obviously tell that somebody's doping.
Is that how they test? Is that what like blood for like MMA fighters and stuff like that?
So they would do they would have like biomarkers. So you would have blood tests, urine tests, and they would get like your baseline, and then they would test you off of that moving forward. So I was tested once a month.
Once a month? Really?
Yeah.
And they just show up anywhere at any time, right?
Anytime, anywhere, any
What
place.
was the weirdest place that you got tested?
You know what? I'm such a homebody. Like they would catch me at home a lot, or they would like call me and say like, hey, we're at your house, and I was not at my house, because you always have to file your whereabouts and all this kind of stuff. But I'm like, it's just call me, I'll answer my phone. But I think like the worst thing, when USADA first got contracted with the UFC, they would show up like at your training, because obviously like training is a very like scheduled thing. So I would put like, okay, I'm at training at this time in the morning, at training at this time in the night, and then there's all these variables like during the day, in between training sessions. And this fucking woman would always show up while I was training, and if I stopped training to go use the restroom, like she would stop me.
Do they have to watch you pee?
They have to watch you pee. They
How
like
closely?
strip down. Like strip down. They have to see that you are not like hiding anything.
Like they have to see the liquid leave your body?
Yes. Like no, I'm not kidding. Like we got very close. But the most frustrating thing about that, about them showing up to training, was because like I would need to go use the restroom in like quickly in between training and get back to practice, and I got like reamed because she's like, you were avoiding me, you like ducked out to the restroom, you did this, you did that. I was like, I just need to go to the restroom. So she had to follow me around all day and get 2 different samples from me, because I had gone to the restroom because I wanted to get back to training. It like I didn't even see this woman there. And then she just like ran after me, and like on my way back out, she like came and got me and like scolded me. So she had to stay with me all day, and you have to like sit, like you like can't move.
Wow.
It was very frustrating, especially for like the blood work. You have to like sit.
Like they draw blood from you like right there and there wherever you are?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah.
That's
They
intense.
used to come when I was like teaching class, and they would try and like come on the mat, and like the gym owners would be like, this is not okay. You can't do that. You can sit in the lobby with
Like
everyone
you can
else.
wait 60 minutes. Calm down.
But they have to keep their eyes on you, and some of them take it like really seriously. So if I had to go into like a stock room, or if I had to go get something,
they had to follow you?
Yes.
That's crazy.
It was
Like
exhausting.
The most annoying paparazzi that you'll
Right?
It was so bad. I remember one time they showed up when I literally was on my deathbed. I was so sick. I was vomiting. I had diarrhea. Like I was I was a mess. Like I had to crawl around. Like I was not okay. And they were like, we're drawing blood today.
Come on.
You're like, take my soul
Like,
while
leave
you're
me
at it.
alone. Like I just
for
started
it.
crying. I was like, leave me the fuck alone. Like they're so bad. Like they're awful. I hate them.
And doesn't USADA do
Yeah.
every sport in the U.S.?
If they are contracted, and they are a contracted organization, the problem and why they ultimately, one of the reasons that they ultimately got eliminated, like fired from working with the UFC, and the UFC just hired somebody else, is because they were, all of their punishments, part of the reason I was suspended for so long is because it was in alignment with like the US Olympic system.
Oh,
so like you could be suspended for 2 years because that made more sense within the Olympic circuit, and it really didn't.
For MMA fighters, that could be half a career.
It was half my career.
Oh,
I lost like my prime competitive years because of them. I absolutely hate them. I think they're scum. Like I just hate them. And I know that people were actually cheating.
Yeah.
And I had tainted supplements.
Yeah, isn't it like easy to just cycle on and off and not get?
Yes and no. So there are some big money gyms, like for example, there was the Black Zillions. A lot of
I haven't heard that name in a long time.
There was the Black Zillions, and then ATT, big money gyms like these. They have enough money and enough like relationships that they would like some of their fighters were working with these organizations or these like almost like I used to call them like fountain youth facilities, like they were peptides or like wellness centers or something like that. And I remember when Hector Lombard from ATT got busted for steroids, and it was very obvious that he was on steroids.
Did we
I'm
need
like,
a
look
test?
at him. Look at him. It's funny when I got suspended by USADA for steroids, it was DHEA, and I wrote it down.
You got suspended for DHEA?
I did. It was
that's crazy.
For 2 years?
Exactly, for 2 years. Yeah. And I wrote it down on my
That's
intake
like a
form.
standard supplement you can get at like GNC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, but I didn't know any better. Like it was right when they signed on with the UFC, they were contracted with them. So it was insane. But one of the arguments, one of my friends said, well, like, look at you, you're obviously not on steroids. So it's like, I know. But then you have somebody like Hector Lombard who finally gets popped for steroids, and it was just like, well, yeah, that one was obvious. And what he said when he was in an interview, they had him saying, he's like, no, I just got my levels tested. I know that I'm like not blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, because you're going to these clinics.
Right.
And you're having your levels tested every single month so that you're within the green zone.
Your levels don't move.
Exactly. Yeah. So you're within the green zone.
Interesting.
So that's what a lot of, the big money gyms, the people that are, making big money in the UFC, a lot of them find a lot of loopholes. And there are some countries that don't really have a lot of USADA volunteers. So they're not getting tested.
Wait, these people aren't even getting paid? They're volunteering to do this?
Fucking volunteers.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Who are you people? Are you volunteer?
Volunteering.
I would like to go watch MMA fighters pee. Are you serious?
It's paparazzi.
Come on.
You want to be really close to your favorite fighter. Right?
Not that I don't want to be that close to anybody at all, ever.
Well, then you can't be volunteering.
Ew. Oh, I try not to judge people, but I am judging.
So judging.
Ew.
No, that was a weird one.
Okay, well, fuck y'all. So the big question, at least that Jessica and I have, I'm sure other people have questions.
Tell me what I need to get on.
Exactly.
As somebody who has worked out their whole fucking life, and still does not resemble
same these, which is like hormones, also being old. You know what I mean? Like, have we found the fountain of youth?
Yes.
How do I get into the fountain of youth, and how young is it going to keep me for how long?
Okay, so I'll go through like my like process with somebody for both of you, so that you can see how like I would tell what.
Yes, go put us through your process.
Yes. Because once again, I'm not a board certified physician.
We
I
understand.
don't prescribe anything. These are all suggestions. Do what you want. Yes, disclaimer. Free will. So What are you looking for besides to live forever?
So, I mean, I just turned 43, and I've noticed my face looks kind of 43. And I also noticed that, like, as an athlete, I have not been able to put on, like, muscle very easily. I feel like, you know, there is, like, a genetics factor, obviously. So, while I'm not big and muscular, I'm also, like, not very lean as well. And now that I'm getting older, I need help.
Okay. So, muscular structure.
Leanness.
Skin.
Yes.
Okay. So, the triad that I love to suggest for people to try is the glow stack.
Okay.
It's for athletes specifically because you are an athlete. The glow stack is like the hair, skin, and nails.
Okay.
It has the GHK,
which I've heard is absolutely amazing.
It is.
I've never heard of it.
It's a little spicy.
The copper peptides.
It's called the copper peptide. Yeah, that's what it's like known mainstream as copper peptide. It's really good for detoxing your liver. Your liver is responsible for filtering all of the blood in your body. Your blood carries literally everything in it.
Yeah.
So it'll help your body kind of like push out the toxins that your liver is responsible for holding on to, because your liver is essentially like an air filter in
Is
your
this
car.
counterproductive?
With what I'm going to suggest, if you drink alcohol, you're going to feel like shit the next day.
Okay.
So do what you want.
Yeah.
But like you're gonna notice.
Okay.
You're gonna notice a difference.
Okay.
So the GHKCU and the glow stack specifically has 3 different peptides in it. So it has the copper peptide, which is really good for detoxing your liver. That air filter in your body, it just kind of makes sure that the air filter runs really, really good, so that everything that you put in that's a toxin gets filtered out. Processed food, alcohol, fumes if you smoke, anything like that, anything that is in your body that's not good for your body gets filtered out.
Okay.
When you take GHKCU, the copper peptide, take a zinc supplement. Random one from like Walgreens will do. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Copper and zinc bind together. That's how they work. I always suggest taking them together because that's going to be the most efficient way that you get them. You're supposed to get it from your diet. Everybody's deficient. So zinc is really good, especially for women. The glow stack has the BPC 157 in it, so that repair peptide. It also has one called TB 500, which is it's technically synthetic. Your body creates a peptide that's very similar, so it's also like another mimicry peptide that they've created in a lab that is essentially like super glue for your tendons and ligaments. So really good for athletes for recovery, because anything whenever you're putting stress on your body and you want to be able to recover, it's going to give you the super glue in your muscles to be able to do that at a better level naturally though. So the glow stack is great. Hair, skin, and nails recovery from training, everything. Tesamorelin, amazing. I take tesamorelin. Tesamorelin acts on your growth hormone.
Okay.
So it's not synthetic growth hormone. It doesn't give you any boost of synthetic growth hormone in your body. What it does is it acts on the pineal gland in your brain, which is where your body releases growth hormone. So it tells your brain to release more natural growth hormone. So it's essentially ramping you up. Every decade after 30, you lose growth hormone by 15%. So it's really good for people who are aging to increase their natural growth hormone levels, because you said it's been harder for you to put on muscle naturally, right? So tesamorelin would be a really, really good one. You cycle on and off of that so that your natural growth hormone receptors don't dip.
That was going to be my next question.
Yeah, if people stay on them for a really long period of time, I don't ever suggest doing that, because your body will get lazy, just like anything else. If you give your body anything for a really long period of time, it's going to get lazy and it's not going to function the same when you come off of it, and then your body's going to be like, holy shit, what happened? Like, why can't I do this anymore? So it's always a very good suggestion to cycle off if you are going to take anything. Tesamorelin is amazing. I take it. I've noticed a massive increase in strength. I've noticed a really good increase in the amount of dense muscle tissue that I have. I'm 4'10" and 125 pounds. and I'm still at like 15% body fat right now.
Wow.
So I'm dense. She's thick, okay? Yeah. Testosterone, Glow Stack, Retta, microdose. Stays lean, builds muscle, nice ass skin, really good recovery. Those are like my triad that like I recommend to all athletes. It's just a bomb ass little cycle right there. And yeah.
How often, like what would the cycle look like?
So the cycles are a little bit different for all of them. If you're microdosing on the Retta, then you can take it for a little bit longer. You don't necessarily have to like dose off of that as often. I did mine for 12 weeks and then cycled off for 8. The testosterone is usually 8 weeks on, 8 weeks off. The Glow Stack is also 8 weeks on, 8 weeks off. So they're pretty standard. Usually like however long you do them is however long you should cycle off.
Interesting.
Yeah. With like anything.
Yeah.
When you say skin, does that help like build collagen? Would that like reinforce or stimulate kind of?
So they don't. The GHKCU isn't going to help your face build collagen essentially, or like any other area of your body. But there are other things that you could do, like Botox. You could do the stem cell facials, which I also do. I do microneedling and stuff.
Stem cell
I just did that for the
Stem
first.
cells, yeah, they're so nice. Sculptra is another one. I do Sculptra on people.
What are all these things? Yes.
The microneedling, the stem cell facials.
I've done microneedling before.
Yeah, so there's hundreds of different kinds of microneedling facials that you can do. The ones that I offer are stem cell facials. So they take plant stem cells, salmon sperm stem cells, natural ampoules and stuff like that. Other peptides, like niacinamide's a peptide. Hyaluronic acid is a peptide. So just normal skincare products, there's already a lot of peptides. That's why I'm saying like peptides have been around for a really long time. They're just now starting to get mainstream popular. But the ones that I offer, they'll help your body actually produce collagen by taking those tiny, tiny stem cells and literally like stabbing them into your face or like other areas. Like I have moms that do it for like stretch marks to help decrease the scar tissue. I have people that do it if they have like the loose jowls and stuff down here to help boost the collagen so that it pulls their skin back and they have a little bit more firmness. Sculptra is a really, really good one. It's 100% hyaluronic acid.
I tried using that and I didn't like it.
You didn't
I feel like
how
I didn't
many,
see.
How many did you do?
They did 2. Like it was half and half.
Okay, they did it wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
They did it wrong.
I was so mad. I was like, I mean, it's not cheap, you know?
No, it's very expensive.
It's not cheap, and I was just like, well, that was disappointing.
Yeah. So you're supposed to get 3. And then maintenance after that. So you're supposed to get 3 on your whole face, and then you do maintenance for like 3 to 5 years.
That's what I did with the RF microneedling, the machine. I got 3, and then you're supposed to go back like once a year and just like get a
touch
refresher.
up. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I mean, there's tons of stuff.
Yeah.
Botox is another really good one. So Botox
Botox
doesn't freeze your muscles; it relaxes them. So people, the misconception with Botox is that you have to keep getting more of it.
Yeah.
That's not, it's actually opposite. So once you train your muscles to relax like that, you're actually supposed to be able to decrease the amount the units that you get. So you might have to get them a little more frequently once you're aged out, but the cause for it is different. So you're essentially just keeping your muscles at a point where they're relaxed instead of training them to relax. That's usually when people get Botox the first couple times. They need a lot of units to be able to kind of like relax your muscles and train them to stay that way.
Then what's the freezing? Because I accidentally got my face frozen once, and I couldn't talk, I couldn't chew.
What?
Like food would get stuck in my cheek because like they put so much in me. Here's what happened. I got the opportunity to go be a Botox model for like a training session, and I was like, don't freeze my face. I talk for a living. Like I have to be able to like speak to people.
Yeah.
They put way too much, and I couldn't chew correctly, and I couldn't talk correctly, and I couldn't even smile correctly. It was so weird.
Did they do up here on you?
Apparently I have an angry chin. So
an angry chin?
She was like, you have an angry chin. I was like, I have an angry chin. So they put like here and here. Everywhere. I will show you guys a picture. I have this picture of my face. It's like this. And I couldn't move my face. Like, it was so weird. And I only wanted like a brow lift because I have like a pirate eye, a natural pirate eye.
Mm-hmm.
Like I do. It does. Yeah. I hate it.
I never noticed.
So like I'm like fix my pirate eye and like my forehead and like things like that. But then they did all down here. My like the bottom of my face was frozen, so my face just so relaxed that I couldn't move it. Is that what happened?
Essentially, but you were also a model, so like you're a test dummy.
Yeah.
For kids that didn't know what they were doing. So they probably did it too high on your face, to be honest, because you can do Botox. I do Botox in a lot of people's jaws.
I heard there's the Nefertiti is the new
Wait, what is
thing.
it?
I really want
I
that.
actually have to redo mine.
Like, does it make your jawline like snatch your
snatch like Angelina Jolie?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's I need that now.
The Nefertiti. So I do 3 injections in your jaw, and then we do 3 down the side, and you have muscles in your neck called your scalenes,
yes,
which are
we need those
fans.
We need those to defend chokes. So I can't get that.
Yes,
done.
You can get it done. Don't worry.
And defend
God,
chokes.
I should have had you by Botox.
Right?
I could have done it now.
So all it'll do is it'll essentially relax it so that your neck slims out. So it'll take it from like boxy to like
all right.
to
But will you still be able to be?
Oh yeah. So it
Doesn't
doesn't
just like do that and then like everybody like anytime
it
somebody
doesn't
chokes you, you're
affect
just like
anything. I have Botox in my traps as well. It's called Barbie Botox.
I've heard about that. Yeah.
I have huge traps for a girl. I'm very trap dominant. When I first joined the gym, they called me Trap Queen, which was horrible. A bad nickname, but yeah, they called me Trap Queen because I literally walked around like this all day.
Right?
Yeah.
I know.
I've never had anybody compliment me on my traps.
Yeah, but I've had
it.
Botox in my traps. You can do Botox in your armpits for hyperhidrosis.
I have
excessive-
hyperhidrosis.
Yeah, you can do it in the palms of your hands. You can do it in your armpits. You can do it in your traps.
But then doesn't that make you just sweat more someplace else on your body?
Mm-mm.
That's what I heard.
No. So if you do it, they're
Pop a
very
leak somewhere else.
Yeah.
no, they're very superficial. So have you ever gotten a TB test done where they do like the little bubble underneath of your hand?
Oh no, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so it's the same injection process. So we do it super like right underneath of your skin, super superficial, and it essentially just like relaxes the pores in your hands and your armpits so that they don't have the ability to sweat as much. You can still sweat, but it's not, you don't feel like you just got out of the shower. Mm-hmm.
Are there any more anti-aging peptides that you would recommend? Here, epitalon. It's pronounced both ways, so tomato. That's like the fountain of youth peptide right now. It's really good for prolonging the life of your natural cells. So it essentially that extracellular matrix, the stickiness on the outside of your cells that keeps them alive and keeps them in a good bubble, because your cells look like a little bubble. Mm-hmm. That layer on the outside of your cells will start to dissipate and break down naturally after about 3 weeks. It's usually 21 days is whenever they start to break down for most of your cells. So what the epithalon will do is it'll actually help to keep that extracellular matrix bubbled, and it'll kind of harden it so that your cell will last longer, which means that everything lasts longer. Interesting.
Yeah, so the cellular regeneration process will be able to still happen, so you'll still be able to make more cells, but the ones that you have won't break down as fast, which means that you don't age as fast. Yeah.
I like that.
Yes, it's a really cool one. I've used that one too. I've been told my skin looks like glass.
Does, you have very nice skin.
Thank you. So, I mean, yeah, that one's dope. I really like it.
I need to get on
That one's a really cool one.
I feel like I looked exactly the same from about the age of 25 till about the age of like 44, and then I swear I woke up one day and I walked into the bathroom and I was like,
who are you? What are you doing in my house, lady?
What? Who's this old lady? I swear it was overnight. And then I read somewhere that there are, I think, 3 or 4 points in our life where our body like ages exponentially.
I heard it was 42 and 60.
I heard it was 46.
Oh.
But
mine was 42.
at the same time, I was going through like a super traumatic. My my dog, we had a puppy, she ate a poisonous plant and died very traumatically and suddenly. And I was like, it was so hard on me. And that was right around the time that I would be shocked every single time I looked in the mirror. Just absolutely astounded at how old I looked. Because like, I swear I didn't, like, what? And now I feel like every single time I look in the mirror, I get so shocked. I'm always like, oh my God. Like, I don't feel that old, but I do.
Yeah. I mean, and everybody's always going to chase youth because we're all vain.
For sure. Yes.
Yeah. Vanity.
Also, I want to do jujitsu as long as I can.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hey, those recovery peptides, though.
I'm in. Sold.
Mm-hmm.
They're quite popular in the jiu-jitsu community.
I'm sure they are. They're starting to get very popular even amongst like people who aren't in the gym community and the athletic community. Very popular for other reasons. There's multitudes of other ones. There's ones that increase your tans naturally. Yeah, there's a crazy
like
amount.
Puts melanin in your body.
Yes, it's called melanotan.
Does it change your eye color?
No. It will increase. So there's certain ones that they're called melanotan. There's 5 of them. So there's certain ones that will act on the blood-brain barrier, and there's certain ones that won't. But the melanotans, some of them, the ones that don't cross the blood-brain barrier, will just increase the pigmentation in your skin.
Interesting.
And it will also darken your hair color.
Oh,
which is
what if you're going gray? Would it change that? Like, would it help that?
No, it kind of speeds it up.
Ooh.
To be honest. But it can also darken it, so it can either turn your hair black or like a darker brown if you have brown hair. It can make the silver
more silvery
pop a little bit more.
Whoa.
Yeah, which is super cool. They're really, really cool. And then there's the melanotans that have the same mechanism of action, but they cross the blood-brain barrier that can increase libido in people, which is really popular. It can decrease your appetite a little bit, so you'll be like tan and hot and skinny for the summer, and
and horny.
Yeah, so like hot girl summer, literally. But yeah, there's crazy amounts of peptides for like
oh my God,
any
more
area that you can imagine. There's something for it.
That is so crazy.
Yeah, and they just keep coming out with new ones and new ones and new ones that like now that they're getting mainstreamed, everybody's researching them. But like I said, they've been out for so long, and like I know that everybody's like, oh, they're not FDA approved. A lot of them already are.
Yeah.
They're just under medication names, and you don't know about them because they're not mainstream.
Is retatrutide actually?
It's a GLP-3.
Okay.
So it's in the same sector as Ozempic and Zepbound. It's just a third agonist. There's, I think, at least 5 or 6 now.
Really?
Yeah.
And do they get more beneficial and better the higher the number gets?
I'm not going to say beneficial and better. I'm going to say the effects are more intense. So they're still very new. Some of them are still very new. So the clinical trials and the data that there are on them are controversial because we don't know the long-term effect of anything.
Yeah.
Oh.
What's your prediction over like the peptides and the type of work that you do? Like, what's that going to look like in the coming years? And like, does it change literally everything?
It looks like I should have gone to school for
right?
that.
I know.
That's what it looks like.
Yes.
I think that it could go one of 2 ways. Actually, it could go a bunch of ways, but I think it's either going to go one of 2 ways. Everybody's either going to be terrified and it's going to drop off because, one, they're expensive.
Yeah.
A lot of people, especially with the economy now, aren't going to be able to afford a lot of them. Or once the FDA starts regulating them, it's going to cut it out for a lot of people because the insurance companies are going to be able to swoop in, and Big Pharma's an asshole. So there's that. That doesn't mean that people aren't going to outsource it, though. People do that now.
For sure.
You know, if you get a prescription for Tylenol from the emergency room, it's going to cost you $300. You get a CVS and you can get it for $8. Like, it is what it is. It's the same medication, and you can get it different places. So it depends. It's either going to drop off because it's going to get too expensive and it's going to be so regulated that it's going to get really hard to get without a prescription, or people are just going to keep using it the way that they do because FDA, who really gives a shit? You know, I work in the medical field. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Protein powder's not FDA regulated. 99% of the GNC supplements and the stuff that you get off of Amazon isn't FDA approved. Makeup's not FDA approved.
Yeah.
Like,
and that goes on our skin, which is our biggest
yeah,
organ.
Sunscreen's not FDA approved. Like, there's so many things that aren't FDA approved that, like, I'm not really sure why that's such a big, like, halting point for a lot of people. I think it's just lack of knowledge in the situation. But yeah, that's why I advocate so much for doing your own research, because I think once people start doing the research, they're like, oh, these are like really, really cool, and like they've been proven to help in so many different areas that it's definitely going to be a new wave of medicine.
Where can people find credible research to read about?
So one of the main people that I learned a lot of my information from was the Andrew Huberman podcast.
Okay.
Because he is a board certified physician and a teacher at Stanford. He always has really credible resources that he uses. He brings on other physicians and doctors on the podcast that they talk about stuff, researchers, not physicians, pharmacists, just really, really knowledgeable people who actually know what they're talking about, and they have backed up research. So that's where I learned a lot of my information from, and I would take his information and the resources that he had and just go off of that. That's where I learned a lot of my stuff. I also just started doing a lot of research on the web and making sure that they were credible resources instead of just using ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Because ChatGPT has a lot of misinformation because it just takes everything from the web and puts it all into one spot for you. Don't suggest doing that. But yeah, I mean, just make sure if you're looking anything up to do it off of a credible source, you know.
And what about when somebody's going to look for a clinic? Because obviously people from Southern California can come to you in downtown San Diego. But how, what does somebody in Missouri do if they're looking for a place to go learn about these things, get them, or work with somebody who's knowledgeable with the type of work that you do?
I would say it's a very niche category right now. So it depends on the area that you're in, because the more rural, I mean, I'm not sure where you grew up. I grew up in a town where there was like one doctor that worked at like, you know, the town clinic plus the YMCA. So like it was kind of like a okay, like whatever he says goes. So it's going to be more research for people. You're going to have to figure out where your credible resource is, whether it's, you know, in your small town, whether it's 3 hours away in a big city, whether it's outsourcing to a community where you can get credible peptides and research shipped to you, which I also do.
Oh, you can do that?
I ship nationally.
Ooh.
So it's not just Southern California.
Okay, I was wrong.
You go national, baby. East Coast too.
So how does somebody work with you? What would that look like? Do they become your patient, or because you don't prescribe, is it just like a what does it tell us? Like, how do people work with you?
So because I work with a couple physicians as well as a pharmacist. So all of the peptides that we get are US based, which is really cool. So I don't get the gray market peptides. I get all of my stuff from US-based research companies, which is cool because I get all of the third-party testing. We also do our own third-party testing, so I provide all the testing results for everybody. We have 99% plus purity on everything we have, which is dope because you should always check what you're putting in your body instead of just injecting whatever anybody tells you to.
Yeah.
But I think it's really important to make sure that you have somebody that does that. So if you are searching for somebody who does the same thing as me, just make sure, I mean, it's just research, honestly. Just because it's so new, I don't want to, like, you know, tell somebody, like, oh, yeah, just go hit up your local clinic and somebody there will know what they're talking about.
Yeah, they
like,
might not.
They might not. They might tell you that they do, but unless you actually have a sit-down conversation, you're not going to know that. So that's why I like to sit down and talk to them. I like to pick people's brains to see where they are.
Yeah.
Because you're never going to know. Somebody could just be like, yeah, I think I'm fat, and you're like 120 pounds and 5'8". Like, I'm not going to be like, yeah, let's slap you on Retta and see, see what happens. Like, you're already skin and bones. You don't need that. So I think doing your own research and making sure that you're well informed before you take it to somebody else is a good idea.
Yeah.
So I hope that there's more RNs that find ways into this category of nursing because it's really cool. Again, I can't prescribe anything. I can only suggest and provide.
But doctors can't, you can't get a prescription for most peptides, can you?
Most of them are FDA approved.
Oh,
So
like
you
any
can.
of them? Like the glow stack, you can get that prescribed by a doctor?
Glow isn't prescription based, but they can suggest them, and then you can go to places like us where we source them for you, and they're approved. Like the ratings are approved, the purity is approved, and everything like that. So you know what you're getting instead of just
Going
You
on
might be
gorillapeptides.com.
you may or may not
Which
be
I don't know if
getting.
that's real.
Yeah, you may or may not be getting the same peptide if you order from overseas, but the may or may not is the big couple
It's not
words.
worth it. Mhm.
Yeah, you don't know what you're putting
in
in.
your body, yeah.
You never know what you're putting in unless you're doing your own third-party testing, and you don't want to pay that price tag. Believe me, I pay that price tag for you so that you don't have to do that. So, I think it's really important to go to somebody who knows what they're talking about. Because are you going to go to a brain surgeon to go get a gyno appointment? Period.
Wrong end.
Exactly. So, yeah. So I think I hope that it becomes more in the scope of medical practice, because I think it'll also take us away from a lot of the pharmaceuticals that are out there now. Because the GLP-1s are getting diabetic patients off of insulin.
Yeah.
That's huge. Like huge. And it's also helping to regulate cardiovascular symptoms like high blood pressure and like some of the cardiovascular diseases like congestive heart failure and everything like that, just because of the stress that's not on your body from carrying extra weight. Hypertension and everything like that, high blood pressure, it's helping to regulate a lot of that.
Wow.
So, which is taking people off of pharmaceuticals.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, I mean, I think it's going to change. I hope that it will change medicine. I really do.
Do you think there's any that would affect perimenopause, which is so much fun?
There are some that affect perimenopause. There was one that I was doing a little bit of research off of. I honestly forget the name of it off the top of my head because I research hundreds of them. Yeah, but there's definitely some.
There's a market for that. There's a whole bunch of angry ladies in their late 40s that would line up for that.
I believe it was called Kisspeptin.
Okay.
Is the mainstream name of it. But it's used to help increase libido in women that are going through perimenopause to kind of like regulate the hormonal levels.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Do you think there is danger in starting peptides too early?
Certain ones, yeah. Like, you're 22, you shouldn't be taking hormones that affect your growth hormone.
Yeah.
Or anything like that, because why would you? You make enough naturally that just go to the gym and work out and eat your chicken and fucking vegetables. Like,
But
it's
again,
not that
people want a
hard,
quick
but
fix,
people
though.
want a quick fix. So yeah, there's going to be an abuse. There already is an abuse. That's with anything. Humans are addictive creatures. Once you see good results, you're not going to want to stop what you're doing.
Yeah.
Until it gets really bad.
Yeah.
But I think that's also another misconception as to why people thought that anabolic steroids and peptides were along the same line. Just because people were having really good effects, and a lot of the bodybuilding community and athletes were already using them, so they were like, oh shit, like, yeah, well, if the athletes are using them and the bodybuilders are using them and they have ripped abs and huge muscles and really nice skin, then I don't want to be doing an anabolic that's going to give me the same result because I don't want to look like that. Well, first of all,
have to
you're
work
never gonna
so
look like
hard for that.
You're never going to look like that. You
Yeah.
know how much work those guys put in and girls put in
Yeah.
to look like that? It's not just because they're eating chicken and rice and doing
Right.
anabar. Like, it's because they're putting in the work 7 days a week.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I don't know. They're
So
so cool. I'm
interesting.
so excited for the medical community to get like a fresh hit, because I think we need it.
Are there certain peptides that men shouldn't take versus like women should take, or vice versa? Are there like
Good question.
certain peptides that are just specifically for males and females?
So there's not really necessarily like a don't take it per gender thing. There are some that work better for women and work better for men, just off of the hormonal levels,
Okay.
like the kisspeptin one that I was just talking about. Perimenopause women use it the most, but men can also use it for hormone regulation
Men
and increase
get a
libido.
decrease in hormones too.
Yes.
And they're on a cycle. Their cycle is just different than ours.
Exactly. So men that are encroaching 40, which is usually when testosterone levels naturally dip, will get on the growth hormone ones because once you increase growth hormone, your testosterone levels can naturally go up. So, but women can also use them because women, especially if you have endometriosis, PCOS, you already have dysregulated hormones, so they can help regulate those as well. They're still really new. A lot of them are really new in clinical trials for human studies.
So they have been doing human trials.
They have been doing human trials. They're very minimal, but they have been doing human trials. It's just more or less whether you're hearing about them mainstream or not. There's been animal trials for years, though. Years and years. That's where the main bout of all of the clinical trials have gone through. But I mean, you know, a mammal's a mammal.
Yeah.
You know, a pig's, you know, organs are almost identical to ours. If you can do a pig heart transplant, you can't test peptides on a pig and tell me if it works or not. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think they're so cool. I'm so excited for it, to be
I'm
honest.
excited too.
I'm excited.
I've already been a pincushion for a lot of these, and like I've seen the results. So
And
like,
you're a baby.
yeah, and I am a baby. I'm 28, so.
Oh. Tell me about your tattoos. There are some beautiful like patterns.
Oh, I'm covered head to toe.
Tell us about your tattoos.
Wow, what do you want to know?
I want to know everything.
I got my
Like,
toes tattooed.
Do you seem to have different themes? Like this arm looks way different than that arm. How did you decide all your like tattoos?
I honestly, funny enough, I always said that I wanted like a whole skin suit besides my face because that's my maker. We don't touch her. But I don't know. I've always wanted to be like a doodle pad. To be honest, I just wanted to like walk around looking like an art piece. So I would go in and I'd be like, hey, I have an idea. To my tattoo artist, I'd do all my research to make sure that that's like the person I wanted to get my tattoos from, because you should always do research. I have shitty tattoos too. But I don't know, I would just go in and be like, I have an idea, what do you think? And they'd be like, yeah, I like that. Or they'd be like, fuck that, I'm not doing that.
Is there a part of your
What's
body?
been vetoed?
Yeah.
Oh, so a couple things. Okay, so it's called Misbehave Women. I wanted my butthole tattooed at one point. Why? Just a mandala.
Oh my god.
Of both of you.
Wait, are there people out there with butthole tattoos?
Yeah.
Dare I Google this? You
Yes.
have one now? What's on there?
A mandala.
You got it?
Yeah.
I thought
It
that
was
was vetoed.
vetoed.
I thought you said what got vetoed.
It did get vetoed, and then I found somebody who would do it.
How painful was
It
that?
sucked. I do not recommend it, but it looks really cool. I'll tell you that much. I've never gotten a complaint. I mean,
Oh my god, how long did that take? How big is it?
it's small. It's like that. It took probably like 2 hours.
Oh my god.
I farted.
god.
Yeah, that was embarrassing. But
Male or
like,
female tattoo artist? I'm just curious.
female. She was the girl that did my back and my leg sleeve. She
Uh-huh.
also did my butthole, because we were doing my leg. She was doing my leg and she did my butt cheek. So I was like, hey, while you're
Tattoos
there.
have to heal. Tattoos have to heal. So what was that like?
I mean, it's around. It's not on. It's.
Yeah. Because there is a natural mandala already.
Yeah.
So it's past that.
Yeah.
Okay.
We just went on the Yeah.
I was gonna ask you if there was a body part that you would not, that was like so painful that you would never get tattooed again, but
Oh, the back of my knee.
girl,
Way worse.
That was worse?
That was worse.
I've heard the back of
Worse.
people's knee. I've said
Like the
yeah,
outside
I've
of the
heard
back
that
of my
that's bad.
knee, atrocious.
Really?
This one will stay lame.
You're pretty close to
literally
your armpit
forever.
on this one. Did that hurt?
That sucked. Yeah. This didn't suck half as bad as the back of my knee. The back of my knee, I'm literally covered head to toe, my ear down to my toes. I will never do the back of my knee ever again. That's the one and only
What about
tattoo
top of
I've
the foot?
ever. That wasn't bad.
No?
Mm-mm.
I would think
My
that would be so painful.
My toes were worse. The worst part was like the edge of my foot over here and like the back of my ankle, just because the skin is super thin right there.
Yeah.
That sucked.
What about like numbing stuff?
I've used numbing creams. Some tattoo artists say that they affect the ink and they don't like using them. I've never experienced that, but my skin also holds ink really, really well, and I barely ever have to get a touch up. So, I mean, to each their own. If your artist doesn't like using it, then they just like to watch you suffer. Maybe
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Do you have any tattoos?
I do. My first one was here. Was my.
What is that?
It says hope. That one was super awkward because it's so it's moist in there.
Yeah.
And so I had to have like cotton like stuffed in there, and then he kept having to like stretch it, and it was just. I liked it. I don't know. I like like kind of hidden tattoos. I have one on my rib cage, and then I had like a little one here, but the guy screwed it up. Like there's two different like skin textures, and like the skin from like here to here is very different, and it ended up being like almost like lopsided. It was Roman numerals.
Interesting.
And so I like freaked out. I was impulsive. I went and got it covered up, and I saw it, and I fucking hated it. I was just so upset. So I've been trying to get it removed for the past like 2 years. It's almost done, but it's still like kind of
a
there.
little bit of fragments.
A little bit there, yeah. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite tattoo?
Yes. The squish and smush on my arms, they're like memorial tattoos for one of my really good friends, but that's like hands down my favorite ones. I got those at 19, so almost 10 years old now.
What are the two flowers, the turquoise flowers?
Oh, hold on. I like sit for
Show
this
us.
one. So I just got these
Oh
done
my god, that's so pretty.
Wow.
not too long ago. Yeah.
That
This
is
size
really
you have to
pretty.
go in.
gorgeous.
It'll end up looking like this color.
Wow.
But
I love the turquoise.
I go into my artist and I'm like, here's my idea, draw it up, and go for it. I feel like that's how you get the best art, is you just kind of give the artist an idea and literally just let them have creative freedom, because if you tell them exactly what you want, you don't give them creative freedom, they're not going to do
And they're
their
just coloring
best.
it,
They're doing what you want them to.
Yeah.
If you give them a guideline and let them run with it, you'll get an amazing piece of art. You always will.
Do you have one that you regret, or that's, I don't know,
Yeah,
you
they're
do
covered
differently?
up now.
Okay.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah, I've had really shitty trailer park tattoos, and I've had, $300 an hour tattoos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you get what you pay for. If you want a $100 tattoo, you're going to look like you got a $100 tattoo. If you want a $300 an hour tattoo, you're going to look like you got a $300 an hour tattoo.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have some that, I had wording on me and you couldn't even tell what it said, and I have a portrait that literally looks exactly like the person.
Wow.
So you get what you pay for. Yeah.
Do you tend to be attracted to tattooed men or not tattooed men?
Either or. Like I said, I'm not very much like if I see you, that's like my type. I'm just kind of like okay.
Are you a
You're
personality girl?
Yes. Personality girl.
What does it for you?
I like them a little ugly, because then I know that I'm interested in you. Not everybody's interested in you.
Dude, I've tried that before.
Yeah,
and
I don't
you
know
would
if that
still
philosophy
be-
works. Like,
you
I'm
would
a
little
still be a
ugly.
piece of shit.
Not like okay. He's all right. I think I can.
What?
do it.
But do you mean like rugged? Like what?
Well, no, I mean one ear's a little higher than the other. You
Yeah,
have a weird
nervous.
mole. You have you're balding a little bit. Yeah. Just
Alright.
there's something odd about you, but
Okay.
it
Character.
adds character.
Character.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. What's your weirdest type?
My weirdest type?
Yeah.
I don't, you know what? None of them really look alike, but like I just told you guys, I've done the thing where I was I've tried to not put so much emphasis on the looks part.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
It just
I'm a
really
looks girl
doesn't.
too. But I have a
like-
very specific type. When one of my friends met my husband when we first started dating, he literally went, "Yep, that's exactly what I would expect from you."
Well, actually, my best friend's like that. Like, literally every single one of her exes is carbon copy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how do you find, this is literally like doppelganger 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, what, how do you find this? And she lives in the same area. So, like, all of them are from the same area. I'm like, what happened? Like, what water source are you, like,
they're
right?
related somehow.
You're around one watering hole and they're all related. They have to be. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Humans are weird.
For real.
We are. Humans are so weird.
Yeah. I don't know.
We're also like self-focused. I saw this girl, I was working out the other day, and she was so, you could tell she was so like uncomfortable and like fidgety, so much that it was actually affecting her like workout. Like she couldn't stay focused because she just kept having to like.
That's why I wear
Like,
baggy,
you know
ugly
what I mean?
clothes when I work out. I don't understand the cute girl
But here's-
fits these days.
But here's what I was thinking. Like, everybody is so focused on themselves, especially when you're working out, that like nobody is paying that much attention to you. Like, if people see you, like I love people watching. So
Same.
even when I see people, it doesn't come with like judgment or anything. It's just
Yeah,
like,
you're just
girl, I see you.
observing.
Focus. Like, focus on what
Yeah.
you're doing. Like, get your shit done. Also, I'm a coach, so I naturally am like. It's not-
Well, that poor girl was so uncomfortable that she couldn't focus.
Hmm?
She was so uncomfortable
Exactly.
she couldn't
But this is what I'm
focus.
saying. Like, my interpretation, and I didn't have a conversation with her because I wasn't the coach of the
You're
class,
just a
so it
judgy bitch
wasn't
from afar.
my place. But everybody's so focused on themselves that if you're worried about what everybody is judging you for, you don't have to worry about that, because we're all just so such selfish creatures
Yeah.
that we're all just worried about ourselves.
Yeah.
I remember once a friend came to visit me in Los Angeles, and I took her to a club, and she was like, I feel like everybody's judging me and like I don't fit in here. And I'm like, don't worry about it. Every single person in this room feels the exact same way, and they are also focused on themselves, and they only care about you if you can somehow advance their life and their career.
Yeah.
So ain't nobody worried about you.
Yep.
Like, so just do whatever the fuck you want,
Yep.
because nobody's gonna care otherwise.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. That goes through everything. It's not just that one circumstance. It's just do what you want, because everybody's so focused on themselves that they're gonna get past whatever it is, even if they have a moment where they're like, oh, you judge. They're on to the next thing, or it's about them.
Yeah. Which, I mean, goes back to the vanity thing.
Yeah, we're all vain.
We're all
I'm vain. I know I am.
Everybody's vain.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter if you haven't gotten a haircut in 6 years. Like, you're still vain. You're still, at some point in your life, you're gonna be like, I want somebody to perceive me like that.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna look at famous people, you're gonna look at influencers online, and you're gonna judge them because you can't fit into their shoes.
Have you ever turned somebody away?
From, like peptides and
Anything?
peptides?
Have you ever been like, you
all
are
the
not
time.
healthy enough to do this or something
All
like
the
that?
time.
Oh.
All the time.
Why
Yeah.
from Botox though?
Because it'll be like girls who want me to freeze their face, or it's 19-year-olds who come in and they want their lips done, and I'm like, babe, like, you need to sit and have talk with yourself. I'm not gonna prey on your vanity like that just because you're at a point mentally where like you can't function. Somebody else will do a great job preying on you. I can't like ethically do that. Like, that's not in my practice. I wouldn't feel good as a healthcare member doing that to somebody. So more power to the next person who doesn't have a problem being greedy enough to be able to take money from somebody like that. Go ahead. But I can't like ethically do that in my scope of practice. Like, I just can't.
I have a friend who has a daughter, and when she was still in high school, but she had just like she had like no lips, and so her mom took her to get just a little bit, like nothing crazy, but she was so happy with like just the little
It was like a little flip.
little boost that she got. Yeah, but she had very, very thin lips, and she just you know, she got just like a little bit. And I was like, I feel like I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
But if you're going in there trying to like completely
Look like a sex doll.
augment
Oh,
yourself,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like,
Yeah, like I've had moms and daughters come in together where like they'll both get treatments together, and they'll like, it's like a bonding experience almost. Like, yeah, let's go get stabbed together.
And then they
Amazing.
still look alike because they're getting the same
Yeah,
work done.
yes, exactly. And like it's a support thing at that point where like if you have had this going on for so long that like it's affecting, you know, the way that you function as a person, then yeah. But like if you're telling me that you want Kylie Jenner lips at
She spent
19
a lot
years
of money on
old,
those.
when
Dude,
I know
that
as
chick
an injector
really-
that she has 6 in like 6 syringes in her lips. And, like, she can't close her lips properly because of the amount of filler that she has. Like, that little dimple in the middle is not normal. That's not healthy and not okay. You can't function normally. You can't talk the same. You can't eat the same. I'm not going to do that to you.
What would happen if somebody got filler and a lip flip with Botox?
I actually suggest doing that.
Oh, tell me why.
Okay, so I always suggest
tell her what a lip flip is.
A lip flip is 8 units of Botox, so I go where your Cupid's bow is. I go on the highest point on the sides, and then I usually go about a centimeter on the outside, and what it does is it just takes your lip from, like, here to, like, here. It, like, pushes your top lip up just a little bit.
Yeah. So the first time I got a lip flip, it was mid-40s, and I went into my doctor, and I was like, why does it seem like this space is getting bigger? And she was like, because it is. Like, you're aging and your face is, like, dropping. And I was like, I swear this space between my nose and my lip is driving me crazy. And she was like, do you want to do a lip flip? And I was like, I don't know, do I? And then she explained it to me, and I loved the results.
Yeah.
And I did that for years, and then I only just did filler when I felt like I was losing volume. Because my lips don't look that much different with filler in. They just look plumper and hydrated.
Yeah.
But, I just felt like I was losing volume, but I did a flip for years, and I was really happy with the results.
Yeah. So, I mean, Botox, and the greatest thing about Botox is if you don't want to get it anymore, 6 months after you get it done, it's dissipated out of your body. So your body dissolves it and just filters it out naturally. Mm-hmm. So if you don't want to get it anymore, you don't have to. It doesn't stay in your body. There's not really, like, a long-term side effect to using Botox.
I was so happy when it went away in my jaw.
Yeah. But, like, it goes away and you don't have to worry about it. It's not like your nervous system in your face is going to be affected for 10 years if you get it, like if you get implants.
Yeah.
Like, girls that get breast implants, they can have, you know, a horrendous amount
so
of
many
issues.
problems.
I
just had a friend who had to get hers taken out because she started having autoimmune issues. Like, we couldn't figure out, like, I'm her doctor, but, like, people in her life, like, we were like, oh my God, what is going on? She started losing hair, and, like, she would go and, like, we thought she had alopecia, like, you name it. And then she accidentally came across some information about women who are having issues with their breast implants and started reading about it, and then was like, oh my God, that's my issue, and ended up having her implants taken out, and now she's feeling like herself again. But,
good.
Yeah.
But that's crazy that, like, there's so much foreign shit that we put in our bodies now that, like, everything's gonna have a consequence.
Do you think there will ever be, like, peptides or anything that could, like, spark growth, like, for that? Because here's why I asked.
For specific areas?
No, but because hormones do weird things, right? Mm-hmm. I was pretty flat-chested my whole life, and I hit 40, and my boobs got bigger, and I was like, where the fuck were you guys at in my 20s?
Interesting. Yeah, you're, like, late to the party.
I was so mad. I was like, where were you when I was trying to show you off?
I mean, it would be really cool science if we could come up with something that could target specific areas like that. Do I think it's going to be a thing? Not in our lifetime.
Yeah.
If it is, I'm going to be too old to practice and not give a fuck at that point. So, like, yeah, I mean, yeah, but it would be super cool. Yeah. That'd be a really cool, like, evolutionary thing for sure.
Yeah. It just makes me wonder, like, the more biohacking we do, and, like, the more information comes out, and the ability to, like, all of the things that we've been talking about today, that doesn't think about what's going to happen in 20 years.
I know.
With how things, what's the word, like, information compounds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, I think about that all the time, that, like, just from early 2000s until now, like 20 years ago, just think of the amount of stuff. We don't have flip phones were the rage back then.
Yeah.
Now look at us. We have phones that have projector screens on them that, you know, you can touch in the air.
Yeah. Let's see what happens.
I mean, we went from, you know, having silicone implants to gummy bear implants that'll naturally dissolve in your body now.
Will they?
What?
They naturally dissolve?
So, do you know the sacs that scar tissue sacs?
Yeah.
It'll actually help to, like, break down the scar tissue so you don't get
the gummy bear ones?
I don't know if it's the gummy bear ones. I was reading up on one of them the other day because I was talking about, because I'm a competitor, I used to have, like, naturally huge boobs, and then I went through competition prep, and now I look like a teenage girl. So, like, I was talking about getting implants just for the length of competing that I want to do.
Yeah.
And I was looking into them, and I was talking to a surgeon down in Tijuana that does implants, and he was like, yeah, we're like looking into this like new medicine. We haven't really started with them yet, but they're supposed to be like softer implants for your body, so that the sac that your implant sits in doesn't like accumulate so much scar tissue, so it's a little bit healthier. You have a less risk of breast cancer and stuff like that, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Super cool. Like the less risk of mastitis, which is probably what your friend was experiencing.
Yeah. I don't know what the actual, she never told me the things that she was diagnosed with, other than it was just like affecting her autoimmune system.
Yeah.
But I did, when I was a massage therapist, this woman came in to me once and she was like, this is gonna sound weird, but I need you to just work on the scar tissue on my boob this whole time. One of them just laid regularly, and one of them, the scar tissue was so tight, it was like
She had a high profile.
Yeah, and it was like the scar tissue was so tight that I would like sit there for an hour and just like try and break up the scar tissue for her. It had to have been super painful too.
That sounds like it would be really painful. Somebody just digging around in
Such a sensitive area.
I know. Could you imagine being
like
like
a
like
what is
rub my boobs for an hour?
in there? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I don't know. Medicine is like so revolutionary at this point. But like FDA is going to regulate all of these peptides, but not the cure for cancer in this country yet.
Weird.
Like,
Do you think the peptides would help that? Like, because it like promotes cell regeneration and like
so
health, right?
It's opposite. Actually,
You think it's gonna make it worse?
In some of them, it can, like the growth hormone modulators and stuff like that, and the TV500, the one that I was talking about for like sticky repair and stuff like that. It's actually, it can progress them just because of the amount of cellular regeneration. They don't pick and choose which cells.
Yeah.
So if you have a tumor existing already and you put that in place, it doesn't discriminate, so it'll grow that tumor too. So, and that's been
crazy
proven. That's been proven.
Yeah.
So, I mean, people that have a higher risk for cancer, there's certain ones that I would not suggest.
How do you know if you have a risk for cancer? Like if it's in your
Like
family history?
Family history. Yeah, just people that have like a higher risk for having any type of cancer, especially like GI cancers and stuff like that. Not recommended. Do with it as you will.
Isn't GI health like literally the cornerstone of health in our bodies?
Yeah, that's where your immune system is your gut. So like, shitty gut, shitty life. At that point, that's why like people that eat an erroneous amount of processed foods and don't take vitamins, don't really care, they smoke a lot, they are drive-through addicts and stuff like that. You tell me you feel like shit all the time, I can tell you why you feel like shit all the time.
Yeah.
100%. The amount of chemicals that you're ingesting on a regular basis, what did you expect to feel any better?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, your gut is the most important thing that you can take care of. You take care of your gut, everything else will be A-okay for the most part. There's obviously some things that, like, you're going to have to work a little bit harder on in other areas, but, like, your gut is literally the main focus on your entire body, your gut and your brain.
But that's how beautiful your skin is, too, from what I understand.
Yeah. That's why I said the TV500 and the BPC 157, they filter your liver. So you filter your liver, that's the biggest filter in your whole body is your liver. You make sure that engine's running smooth and everything else will just be going out too.
This is so cool. Do you do online consultations with people? So if like somebody is watching this and they want to start working with you?
Yeah, so I can do FaceTimes, I can do Zoom calls. I do that for a couple people on the East Coast already, just because I'm from the East Coast. So I have like my friends over there.
What up, East Coast?
Yeah. What's up, guys? Hello. Yeah. So I mean, yeah. If somebody's interested, then they just message me online. I have an Instagram. We're building a website right now. We had to take it down because we were like getting into some issues with like payment processing and like booking and everything like that. But we're working on it to put it back up right now. But yeah, you can book online for a consultation between me and a couple of the physicians that I work with. Usually I'm the one that runs the show for that stuff because they're all, they have other jobs.
Yeah.
So they try not to mingle them just because their other sectors of work kind of interfere with this business right now. But yeah, I'm usually the person that you're going to talk to through the phone. But yeah.
Nice.
Awesome.
Well, when it's ready, we'll repost it.
Yeah.
On Misbehaved Women.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on and telling us
so much.
and
Absolutely.
educating us on all of this. It's been so much
love this
fun.
Stuff. I feel like such like a science nerd and try to like remember that not everybody is like a geek when it comes to stuff like this. Because like there's just so much information.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But learning
Everything
from
you
people
said
who
was
nerd
very
out.
user
Yeah.
friendly.
I think so
okay,
too.
good.
Yeah.
And it's always so much fun to learn from people who are enthusiastic about the thing that they're talking about.
I feel like that's the people that are like very bland with the information are the ones that don't want to be doing what they're doing. Like
Yeah.
you have to find somebody excited because then you know that they're always going to be interested in giving you the best
Yeah.
because they want to find the best in what they do.
Oh, I remember I had a question for you.
Yes.
So I have a friend who's on the copper peptides, and he's young, so like completely anecdotal, but he was telling me that he doesn't wear his glasses as much after being on it. He was like, I don't know, but I swear to you, my eyesight's better.
That's a really cool side effect. I mean, I don't know personally if that's a thing or not, but if it's for him, if it's like
Yeah.
making his eyesight better, then I mean, I've heard really cool stuff
What
about the copper
what kind of
peptide.
crazy things have you heard?
It-
Whether or not they're true, I just want to hear what they are.
I've heard it affects hair growth, so it'll help your body with like the thickness of your hair.
Ooh.
Yeah. Mhm.
I have, it's like, I have a lot, but it's not
Yeah.
like.
Yeah. So I mean, people that have like that are on Accutane,
Uh-huh.
like that really really harsh like cystic acne medication, they'll come off of it
Ooh.
because their body's able to filter everything out, so it pushes everything out. So people that don't take a zinc supplement will usually break out really bad if they're on the copper peptide. So if you've taken it and you've broken out, take a zinc supplement and thank me later. But yeah, so I mean, there's a crazy amount of like cool stuff that like they could just be a placebo effect and people are just like, oh my god, like
Yeah.
I feel like God now.
I can see
Like,
better and I
yeah.
can move better and I can.
I can walk on water.
Yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that. But I mean, the only time will tell what actually sticks and what's a crock of shit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
This is so cool.
Nope.
Should have been around when I was younger,
I know.
but I'm gonna utilize the shit out of it
You
now.
don't need it when it's
Yeah.
younger. We'll just regenerate your cells and
I'll
you
take
can
it.
feel 25.
Well, thank you for coming on. Tell everybody how they can find you online so they can follow you and the work that you do and work with you if they want to.
So Instagram is the best way to get a hold of me. Instagram is inked_Eden, like the garden. Hi. And I will be sending them the website link if you guys want to book online after that. The link to book for a consultation is on my Instagram though, so you just go into my profile and it's right there. Super easy. One-stop shop.
Well, we'll definitely have to have you on again. Thank you for sharing your knowledge with us, and we loved having you on.
I love being a degenerate with my friends.
We love this. Come back and be a misbehaved woman with us anytime you want.
Misbehaved all the time.
All right, guys, we'll see you next time.
Bye.